Well, hello, friends. We're going to talk today about how you can find all these amazing churches and organizations that are working to serve married couples in your community. And we're going to be talking today about some specific site functions or site searches that you can do to really help you find more people in your community. All of this is wrapped around what's called a Google Advanced Search, and you'll be using what's called search operators to do that. I'm going to share screen with you and show you a way that you can use uh, Google Advanced Search. This is a Google Advanced Search. If you'll just search those three terms, Google Advanced Search, you'll come to this page, and it'll give you all sorts of different ways that you can do some really powerful searches. And if you will go down to the bottom of this page and you click using operators in your search box, that's actually an easier way to search anytime that you're in Google or have a search box available to you. And that's what this search page looks like. But I'm going to show you what this actually looks like and how I use it all the time to find things very specifically. So let's begin talking about some of the advanced terms that you're going to use. So it's all about using unique words to really narrow in on finding churches that might be doing marriage ministry in your area. So you begin with using terms that are unique. And so you're going to certainly use the name of your city, but the way that you describe your city, if it's a city like Fresno, which I have in this example here, that's a fairly unique term. Whereas if the term was, let's say, Ford, like Ford, New Hampshire, which is a city, uh, Google doesn't know if you're talking about cars or lakes or a former president. So it really helps if your city is fairly unique, like Fresno or Austin, comma, Texas, or something like that. So you want to begin with your city name, and you put that city name in quotes, just like we have here, and then you press space, and then in quotes, a second series of quotes, you'll put a couple of words or several words, and these are really unique words that we have found from the marriage space. So if you'll type Fresno in quotes and then a space and then type marriage ministry in quotes, and if you do a search on that, I'm going to show you what that's going to look like. That's going to look like um, kind of like this. And you're going to be able to see all the different churches in Fresno that have something involving marriage ministry, which there's a whole lot of churches in Fresno that talk about marriage ministry. So that's one unique way that you can do search. And I'm going to show you some other terms that are really unique. There's some really unique terms in our world, like five love languages. That's a really, really common term, as you know, but it's a very unique term. This phrase, five love languages, that means one very specific thing. That means a book by Gary Chapman. Here's some other unique terms like sacred marriage, and to put that in quotes. Now, there's that could appear in other ways, but generally it's going to be talking about Gary Thomas's book. This is a very, very specific term, prepare slash enrich. You're going to know exactly what you're going to get when you're searching that term. And here is an even more specific term, Symbis. This is a term that means only one thing, and you can find a lot of things related to that. Another book that's very common, you may not have heard of it, it's Marriage on the Rock by Jimmy Evans. Uh, that's a really unique phrase. And then, of course, love and the and sign and respect, which is how the book title is laid out. These are all really specific terms that you can use when you accompany it with a city name to find people in your city that are doing this sorts of work. So I'm going to go back. I've already opened some of these pages just to give you an idea of how many churches and ministries that you can find. Again, we're looking at Fresno. I want to look at, here's a search term. You see how I put this in the Google search box, Fresno in quotes, and five love languages in quotes with a space in between. And my goodness, look at all of these results that you can get from that. Here is our search with Fresno and sacred marriage. And again, a whole lot of unique results from that. Here is a search of Fresno with Prepare and Rich, over 1,900 results on that. Uh, you're not going to find 1,900 people and organizations, but if you'll look at at least the first 2 or 3 pages, you'll find a whole lot of people that are using Prepare and Rich in Fresno. Now let's look at Fresno and SYMBIS. And again, SYMBIS is such a unique word. Look, we're finding this is a result on Yelp. Somebody did um, an event in April of 2024. Here's somebody, a local therapist that uses SYMBIS. Here is a counseling service that uses SYMBIS. Here's another therapist that uses SYMBIS. Here's somebody on LinkedIn that uses SYMBIS. Again, more counseling, churches, uh, ministry organizations, all these different people uh, use are using SYMBIS. Now, here's a search with Fresno and the words Marriage on the Rock. Now, this is not quite as common of a book title, but again, it's a lot of churches use this book, and it might help you find 1 or 2 churches. Uh, and then now I want to switch to a different way of doing research. Okay, here's Fresno at Love and Respect. So somebody had a Love and Respect marriage conference in Fresno in 2018. Why would you want to know that information? That was, 6 years ago. It's because you can check back with that church and just say, I found out that you guys had done a Love and Respect marriage conference many years ago, but I just wanted to check in with you to see if you still had anything going on marriage. So these are some great ways to use in Google Advanced Search. Now I want to take you to a completely different way of doing Google Advanced Search. And so I'm going to go back to the search term on marriage ministry. And here is a church, Cross City Christian Church, and they actually have a page title called Marriage Ministry. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, Marriage at Cross City. So now you're really on to something here. But I'm going to change this title up here. I'm going to erase the marriage part of that domain name, and I am going to go in advance of the URL, and I'm going to type the word site, SITE colon. So I have site colon Cross City Church, and I'm going to put a space, and then I'm just going to type the word marriage. Now this is what's called Google Site Search. Now let's see what we can find. This is going to take us back to the search results page. And what I found is there's 196 places on this church's website. Now this narrows it in to this one specific church. I found 196 places on this church website that mentions marriage. And this is so handy, is if you go to a church, I'm going to go to a church in San Antonio, and I'll go to Community Bible Church. This is my church. And this is the typical experience that I get. I'm going to look under Ministries, okay? And I'm going to look under Our Ministries and see what I can find. All ministries, kids, preteens, adults, men, women, senior adults. No mention of marriage, okay? Specific mention of marriage. So I'm going to erase Ministries. I'm going to go back to that original URL, communitybible.com. And in advance of that, I'm going to type site, colon, and then I'm going to put a space out here, and I'm typing marriage. Okay, so I couldn't find anything on my own church website, but now if I do this Google site search, I'm going to find 177 results. Oh my goodness, look, my church does merge. That's interesting. What else do? They do re-engage, and here's something about care and support for the sake of the kids. Well, goodness, that's right. We've got this event coming up next week right here at Community Bible. I would have never found that. And look, here's a date night that happened. When did this happen? That happened last year. Okay, it's still on the site. Good to know. And here's more things. A merged premarital weekend, a loss of a spouse, articles, more information on counseling. So even though I couldn't start at the opening page of our website, by doing a Google site search, I have found 177 results. That's pretty amazing. And so that's a great way that you can find some excellent information uh, right there in your own city. I would encourage you to do these types of searches, do it extensively at least once to really dig deep and find out who in your city is working on marriage. And then occasionally, like once every 6 months or so, or maybe once a year, just to go back and do some deep site searches in churches to see if there's anything new that they're doing. So anyway, I'm going to stop sharing and just let you know. I hope this helps you. If you have any question, please reach out. Would love to help you find all the amazing people. And don't forget, one of the things that I share is that if you estimate how many people you believe in your community you could find that are working on marriage or somehow uniquely care about marriage, if you estimate how many people that is, I believe if you multiply that by 5 or even 10, you might actually come up with a number of people in your community that you can actually find if you'll do something like this. All right. Thanks, friends.